On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Trajectory.
The curved path followed by an object moving through space.
Examples:
Career trajectory. A trajectory missile. The company has shown an excellent growth trajectory over the years.
Artisan.
A skilled craftsperson or worker who produces handmade or traditionally crafted items, often using specialized tools or techniques. Someone who is skilled in a particular trade or craft.
Examples:
Artisan bakery. Talented artisan. She is known in the community as a skilled artisan in pottery.
Gang.
A group of people who organize and engage in criminal activity.
Examples:
A motorcycle gang. Gang member. The street gang was known for its violent behavior.
Slave.
A person who is either legally or illegally owned by someone, a person entirely dominated by some influence or a person.
Examples:
A slave of drink. A slave trader. You should work hard but not be a slave to it.
Security.
The state of being free from danger, risk, or harm, measures taken to protect against threats or attacks, a financial asset, such as a stock or bond that derives value exclusively from the ownership interest or claim to a particular underlying asset or obligation.
Examples:
National security. Security analyst. The building's security system includes cameras, alarms, and security guards.
Council.
A group of people who have been elected or appointed to make decisions or give advice on a particular subject or in a particular place.
Examples:
Other council members. City council election. The city council voted to approve the new development project.
Mineral.
A solid inorganic substance occurring in nature having a definite chemical composition.
Examples:
Vitamin and minerals. Mineral rights. The robust economy of the country is based on its mineral resources.
Component.
One of several parts that combines with others to form something bigger.
Examples:
Key component. Spare components for cars. The researchers try to discover a common component in all types of successful organizations.
Committed.
Willing to put in a lot of effort, time, and energy into something, firmly believing in something.
Examples:
In a committed relationship. Strong and committed sales staff. Our company is strongly committed to meeting customers' needs.
Suicide.
The act of killing yourself intentionally.
Examples:
commit suicide, suicide attack. In an economically prosperous country, most male suicide is due to child support problems.
Shift.
A slight transition in position, direction, or trend.
Examples:
Doppler shift, major paradigm shift. Could you help me shift some furniture?
Cocoa.
A powder made from roasted cacao beans used to flavor sweets and drinks, the dried and fermented seeds from which the powder is made.
Examples:
Cocoa powder, cocoa butter. The culinary class learned how to make homemade cocoa mix from scratch.
Harvest.
Yields of plants in a single growing season, the period of the year when gathering occurs on a farm.
Examples:
A scanty harvest, reap a harvest. During harvest, farmers are incredibly busy.
Trafficking.
The illegal trade in goods, services, or people, often across national borders.
Examples:
Trafficking operation, narcotic trafficking. Human trafficking is a serious issue that needs to be addressed by governments and organizations worldwide.
Conflict.
A strong disagreement, argument, or a violent clash between two opposing groups or individuals.
Examples:
The conflict between good and evil. The long-standing conflict. He and I often had conflicts, not only in personality, but also in ideology.
Zone.
A specific area, region, or section that is marked off or defined in some way.
Examples:
Time zone. Zone defense. He was reluctant to leave his comfort zone and try something new.
Plantation.
A large farm or estate, typically in a tropical or subtropical country, used for growing cash crops.
Examples:
A rubber plantation. Plantation house. The former plantation owner struggled to adjust to life without the enslaved people that once worked for him.
Heparin.
An anticoagulant drug used to prevent blood clots, often used during surgical procedures or in the treatment of blood clotting disorders.
Examples:
Heparin therapy. Heparin injection. The doctor prescribed heparin to prevent blood clots in the patient's legs.
Pharmaceutical.
Relating to the production and selling of the medical drugs.
Examples:
Major pharmaceutical companies. Commercial pharmaceutical products. She gave money to help set up a pharmaceutical laboratory.
Workshop.
A place where people work, especially one where they do manual or practical work, a brief intensive course for a small group.
Examples:
Workshop attendee, carpentry workshop. The artist held a workshop to teach students how to paint with watercolors.
Ingredient:
One of the things used to make something, especially one of the foods used to make a particular dish.
Examples:
Secret ingredients. Compound the ingredients. Greed is the primary ingredient in the making of criminals.
Intestine:
A long, tube-like organ in the digestive system that is responsible for absorbing nutrients from food and eliminating waste products.
Examples:
Large intestine. Intestine wall. The small intestine is responsible for absorbing most of the nutrients from food.
Diamond:
A precious stone made from pure carbon, typically transparent and colorless, but possibly tinted in various colors, a shape or arrangement resembling the geometric form of a diamond.
Examples:
Diamond ring. Diamond necklace. The engagement ring was adorned with a large, sparkling diamond.
Probable:
Likely to happen or likely to be true.
Examples:
Probable outcome. Probable cause of a fire. It seems probable that he has forgotten our scheduled meeting.
Cotton:
A plant that is grown in warm countries and bears bolls containing seeds with soft and long hairs that are made into textile fiber and thread for sewing.
Examples:
Cotton cloth. Culture of cotton. The price of raw cotton continued to rise.
Export:
To send goods or services to another country for sale, to transfer electronic data out of a database or document in a format that other programs can use.
Examples:
Export goods. Export the data. The country exports a large amount of agricultural products.
Government:
The group of people with authority to control a country or state.
Examples:
Government bureaucracy. Government funding. The federal government is planning to increase taxes for the next fiscal year.
Labor:
Productive work, especially physical work done for wages, the people who do manual or physical work in a country or company for wage. Verb, to work hard or to strive and make an effort to reach a goal.
Examples:
Seasonal labor. Manual labor. In several countries, child labor is a serious social problem.
Institutional:
Of, in, or relating to a large important organization, such as a university or bank, organized as or forming part of the standard systems, practices, etc.
Examples:
institutional bank. Address institutional constraints. We have to discuss the institutional reforms of our country.
Dump.
To deposit or dispose of something, such as trash, waste, etc., carelessly or hurriedly.
Examples:
Dump the gravel on the road. Dump hazardous waste. The company dumped him after several years of service.
Origin.
The first existence or beginning of something.
Examples:
Origin of all humankind. A manuscript of uncertain origin. There are various hypotheses concerning the origin of life.
Represent.
To speak, act, or be present on behalf of another person or group, to form or constitute.
Examples:
Represent by a diagram. The characters that represent numbers. We elected him to represent us at the international conference.
Governance.
The act or process of governing or managing a political, social, or economic entity, the systems or principles that guide such processes.
Examples:
Good governance. Corporate governance. The United Nations assists countries in building strong governance frameworks and institutions.
Gap.
A conspicuous disparity or difference separates something such as a figure, people, their opinions, situation, etc.
Examples:
The gap between ideal and reality. Distance gap. Many people are working together to close the gender gap.
Polite.
Showing consideration, respect, or deference towards others, having good manners, civility, or courteous behavior.
Examples:
Polite manners. Polite tone. It's important to be polite even when you disagree with someone.
Supple.
Flexible and easy to bend or move, gracefully agile, adaptable or responsive to change or new ideas.
Examples:
Supple muscles. Supple leather. The ballerina's supple movements left the audience mesmerized.
Chain.
A series of connected links or objects, a system or group of interconnected elements, a restraint or shackle.
Examples:
Chain reaction. Supply chain. The chain on my bike broke, leaving me stranded.
Brand.
A type of product, service, etc., made by a particular company and sold under a specific name, identification mark on the skin of livestock, criminals, etc., made by burning.
Examples:
Create a brand logo. The brand of the new car. There's a new brand of hero in the movies now.
Rogue.
A deceitful and unreliable person, a person who behaves badly.
Examples:
A rogue detective. Rogue state. The president states emphatically that the opponent country is a rogue state that supports terrorism.
Statistics:
The discipline that concerns the collection, organization, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data.
Examples:
Statistics for cancer. Official statistics. The statistics demonstrate that poverty and unemployment are genuine problems.
Deregulation:
The process of reducing or removing government regulations and restrictions in a particular industry or sector, often to promote competition and reduce costs.
Examples:
Deregulation of the economy. Aviation deregulation. The government's deregulation of the telecommunications industry led to increased competition.
Regulation:
An official rule made and maintained by a government or some other authority, the act of controlling or directing something according to a rule.
Examples:
A company regulation. Regulation by the government. The regulation approved by Congress was perfunctorily implemented.
Attract:
To draw or entice someone or something towards them through the qualities they have, especially positive ones.
Examples:
Attract attention. Attract customers. The government is eager to attract international investment.
Invest:
To put money, effort, time, etc. into something to make a profit or achieve a result.
Examples:
Invest in stocks. Invest capital. The government should view children as national assets and actively invest in them.
Promote:
To encourage or persuade people to like, buy, use, do, or support something, to raise someone to a higher position or rank.
Examples:
Promote a better relationship. Promote bad behavior. The government should do more to promote sustainable agribusiness.
Moral:
Concerned with the principles of what is right and wrong, fairness, honesty, etc.
Examples:
Moral hazard. Moral burden. Ethics deals with moral conduct.
Ethical:
Of or relating to principles about what is right and wrong, or the branch of knowledge dealing with these.
Examples:
An ethical doctrine. Shoulder ethical responsibility. The president must have the highest ethical standards.
Dilemma:
A situation in which a difficult choice has to be made between two or more options, especially that are equally unfavorable ones.
Examples:
Chicken and egg dilemma. Be in a dilemma. The choice between bureaucracy and adhocracy represents a common dilemma.
Accessory.
An additional item or object that enhances or complements something else, a supplementary component or attachment, a non-essential but desirable item or feature.
Examples:
Fashion accessory, car accessory. She bought a new handbag as a stylish accessory for her outfit.
Abuse.
The use of something in an incorrect or harmful manner.
Examples:
The problem of drug abuse. Victim of sexual abuse. Our company has an audit team that monitors directors for abuse of authority.
Involve.
To include or affect someone or something as a necessary part of something else.
Examples:
Involve a lot of paperwork. Involve a high degree of risk. The investigation involves several government agencies and is expected to take several months.
Assure.
To give confidence or reassurance to someone, to convince or guarantee someone that something will happen or that something is true.
Examples:
Assure safety. Assure quality. I want to assure you that you have my full support.
Mortgage.
A loan secured by the collateral of a specific property, such as a house, that is repaid over a set period of time with interest, the legal agreement governing this loan.
Examples:
Mortgage payment. Fixed rate mortgage. They were able to purchase their dream home with a mortgage from the bank.
Sacrifice.
The act of killing an animal or person or surrendering a possession as an offering to a deity. Verb, to give up something important or valuable to help another person or get or do something that seems more important.
Examples:
Small sacrifice for a great cause. Sacrifice anything to get ahead. You cannot accomplish great things without a sacrifice of your time or money.
Depress.
To make someone feel sad, low in spirits, or without hope, to make markets, businesses, etc., less active.
Examples:
Depress their spirits. Depress crop prices. The economic recession depressed the housing market.
Recognize.
To acknowledge or realize something or someone, to identify, remember, or become aware of something that was previously known or encountered.
Examples:
Recognize talent. Recognize achievement. It's important to recognize your strengths and weaknesses.
Deficit.
The total amount by which money spent is greater than money earned in a particular period of time, the property of being an amount by which something, especially an amount of money, is less than expected or required.
Examples:
Federal budget deficit. An accumulative deficit. Exchange rate fluctuations have increased that country's trade deficit.
Independence.
Freedom from another's or others' control or influence.
Examples:
Financial independence. Independence ceremony. There is nothing more valuable than independence and freedom.
Republic.
A state or country in which the people and their elected representatives hold supreme power and which has an elected or nominated president rather than a monarch.
Examples:
Republic democracy. The Republic of Art. The United States is a federal presidential constitutional republic.
Definitely.
Without any question and beyond doubt, clearly.
Examples:
Definitely become a problem. Say definitely. The paper is definitely worth reading thoroughly.
Democracy.
A form of government in which the people have the authority to deliberate and decide legislation, or to choose governing officials to do so.
Examples:
Democracy advocate. Principles of democracy. Democracy often entails inclusive capitalism as well.
Govern.
To legally control and direct a country, city, group of people, etc., and be responsible for introducing new laws, organizing and maintaining public services.
Examples:
A nation's right to govern. Govern a public enterprise. The regulations governing medical malpractice claims are rigorous.
Satisfy.
To make somebody pleased by giving them what they want or need.
Examples:
Satisfy a desire. Satisfy a user's needs. Did this response satisfy your request?
Engage.
To attract and keep someone's attention and interest, to participate in or obtain services of something.
Examples:
Engage in environmental protection activities. Engage a new employee. Many multinational companies are engaged in the reconstruction of that country.
Consumption.
The amount used or eaten, the act of using up a resource such as energy, food, or materials.
Examples:
Average fuel consumption. The consumption of food. In our country, water consumption usually decreases during the winter.
Documentary.
A film or a radio or television program that gives facts and information about a subject, of or derived from official documents.
Examples:
A documentary film. Documentary proof. He won an award for that short documentary.
Sweatshop.
A factory or workshop where workers are employed at very low wages and under poor conditions, often characterized by long hours, low pay, and hazardous working conditions.
Examples:
Sweatshop conditions, sweatshop labor. Activists have been pushing for legislation to ban the use of sweatshops in the garment industry.
Garment.
A piece of clothing, such as a dress, coat, or shirt.
Examples:
Garment industry, silk garment. She hung the wet garment on the clothesline to dry.
Develop.
To grow or expand, to improve or refine through a process of progress and refinement, often to achieve greater sophistication or complexity, to elaborate or add detail to something that is in the process of being created.
Examples:
Develop a strategy. Develop a skill. We must develop a new system to streamline our workflow and increase efficiency.
Classic.
Judged or deserving to be regarded as one of the best or most important of its kind over a period of time, of a well-known type.
Examples:
A classic experiment. Chinese classic literature. He displayed the classic symptoms of depression.
Squeak.
To make a high-pitched, short, sharp noise, to speak or say something in a high-pitched, weak, or timid voice.
Examples:
Squeak out a few words. My squeak. The door squeaked when I opened it.
Mention.
To speak or write about something or someone briefly.
Examples:
Mention name. Mention in a report. I mentioned to him that I had seen his sister at the grocery store earlier that day.
Manufacture.
To make goods in large numbers, usually in a factory using machines.
Examples:
Manufacture an enzyme. Manufacture a product. The majority of synthetic vitamins are manufactured from oil.
Decide.
To make up someone's mind about something, to come to a conclusion or judgment after considering options.
Examples:
Decide a question. Decide on a course of action. She couldn't decide whether to order the pizza or the pasta for dinner.
Relocate.
To move or move something or someone to a new place and build a house or a business there.
Examples:
Relocate a company. Relocate with a new job. The university relocated to campuses several miles away.
Backyard.
A whole space behind and belonging to a house.
Examples:
Play in the backyard. Backyard barbecue. He grows vegetables in his backyard.
Slaughterhouse.
Also abattoir, a facility where animals are killed and processed for meat.
Examples:
slaughterhouse operation, slaughterhouse facility. The smell of the slaughterhouse made him feel sick to his stomach.
Slaughter.
The killing of a large number of animals or people brutally and indiscriminately, a violent and bloody event that results in the death of many individuals.
Examples:
slaughter of animals, senseless slaughter. The slaughter of endangered animals must be stopped.
Extract.
A short passage taken from a book, piece of music, etc., a substance obtained from something through a specific process. Verb, to obtain from something or to remove something by effort or force.
Examples:
a brief extract from the book, botanical extract. Anesthetize the gum before extracting the teeth.
Scandal.
An action or event regarded as morally or legally wrong and causing general public outrage.
Examples:
scandal magazine, a corruption scandal. The political scandal rocked the nation and led to the resignation of several high-ranking officials.
Contaminate.
To make something impure, unclean, or poisonous by contact or mixture.
Examples:
contaminate with a disease, contaminate his ego. We strive not to contaminate the environment when demolishing petroleum plants.
Creep.
To move slowly, quietly, and carefully, usually to avoid being seen or heard.
Examples:
creep along the leaf, creep toward the mouse. Aging creeps up slowly with time.
Substitute.
A person or thing acting or serving instead of another one. Verb, to act as a something or someone instead of another one.
Examples:
substitute coffee, substitute teacher. I substitute skim milk for regular milk because we are on a strict diet.
Mimic.
To imitate someone's speech, movement, or behavior, especially to make others laugh.
Examples:
mimic a human voice, mimic numerous instruments. He is very popular at school because he can mimic all the teachers' accents.
Doll.
A child's toy that typically represents a human figure, especially a young girl, an attractive woman, a woman who is subservient or passive.
Examples:
plastic doll, rag doll. The antique doll was worth thousands of dollars.
Pound.
The standard unit of money in the UK, the standard unit of weight equal to 16 ounces.
Examples:
3/4 of a pound, thousands of pounds. The car's front bumper cost £1,500.
No-brainer.
A decision or a problem that requires little or no thought because it is obvious what you should do.
Examples:
No-brainer product. Look like a no-brainer. The first question in the test was a complete no-brainer.
Administer.
To oversee and control the operation or arrangement of something.
Examples:
Administer justice. Administer the funds. After the accident, 3 governmental bodies administer the company.
Agency.
An organization or business that is responsible for specific activities or services, especially when representing other organizations or businesses. The capacity or power to act or exert influence, the ability to make decisions and take action.
Examples:
Real estate agency. Intelligence agency. The government agency regulated the country's food and drug safety standards.
Define.
To state or explain precisely the nature, scope, or meaning of something.
Examples:
Define a word. Define my position. To advance this discussion, we must define success rigorously.
Facility.
A building or place that provides a particular service or is used for a particular industry.
Examples:
A cell phone with an internet facility. Facility design. This company has an entire recycling facility, including major reprocessing plants.
Chemical.
Relating to or connected with chemistry.
Examples:
Toxic chemicals. A chemical compound. The firm has grown into a large chemical manufacturing.
Audit.
An official inspection of the accounting procedures and records of business by a trained accountant or CPA that is independent of the subject. A methodical inspection or review of a specific condition or situation.
Examples:
Audit the books. Audit accounts. Our company will be audited by an accountant next week.
Jurisdiction.
The extent or range of authority, power, or control exercised by a particular entity or organization, such as a government or court, the area within which such authority or control is exercised.
Examples:
Local jurisdiction. Limited jurisdiction. The case fell under the jurisdiction of the state court system.
Offshore.
Situated at or happening in the sea, not far from the shore or land, of winds coming from the land.
Examples:
An offshore oil field. An offshore fund. The company undertakes offshore development for software companies in many countries.
Conduct.
To organize and carry out a particular activity.
Examples:
conduct a background check. Conduct research. Police will conduct random breath testing for drunk driving.
Investigation.
The act or process of thoroughly examining a crime, problem, statement, etc., to uncover the truth.
Examples:
a preliminary investigation. The scope of an investigation. We have never before conducted a legitimate investigation.
Oversee.
Situated or operating beyond national boundaries, in, from, or to foreign countries.
Examples:
oversee shipments. For oversea use. The company enhanced oversea operations to tap into new markets.
Medicinal.
Of or relating to the treatment or cure of disease.
Examples:
medicinal chemistry. Traditional medicinal. The medicinal properties of this herb have been known to help with various ailments.
Regulatory.
Having the power to control or restrict something such as business or industry according to rules or principles.
Examples:
regulatory cells. Compliance with regulatory requirements. In the past, Japanese banks were protected by regulatory control.
Dignity.
The quality of being worthy of esteem or respect, high office or rank or station.
Examples:
respect for human dignity. Retain everyone's dignity. The failure destroyed his trust and personal dignity.
Nation.
A large organized community of people living in a particular country or region and having a particular culture.
Examples:
nation-state. A seafaring nation. The nation of Japan is known for its unique culture and advanced technology.
Breakdown.
A failure or collapse of a system or organization.
Examples:
a nervous breakdown. Breakdown maintenance. The breakdown of the machinery caused a delay in production.
Regulate.
To control something, especially by means of rules or laws.
Examples:
regulate blood sugar levels. Regulate our conduct. We must manage to regulate our expenditure.
Soil.
The top layer of earth in which plants grow.
Examples:
soils retentive of moisture. Parched soil. Soil moisture is another significant component controlling soil respiration.
Headline.
A heading at the top of a newspaper or magazine story or page.
Examples:
headline article. Banner headline. The engagement of the two golf players became headline news.
Steppe.
A vast, wide, and usually treeless plain, typically found in semi-arid or arid regions, characterized by fertile soil and grassy vegetation, often used for grazing livestock. An expansive and open grassland ecosystem found in Eurasia and North America.
Examples:
Steppe climate, barren steppe. The nomadic tribes set up camp on the vast steppe.
Commitment.
A promise or firm decision to do something or to behave in a certain way.
Examples:
A commitment to an alliance. Meet his commitments. His business commitments took him to the United States.
Discuss.
To talk about or examine in detail, through conversation or debate, to exchange ideas, opinions, or information on a particular topic.
Examples:
Discuss options. Discuss solutions. We need to discuss the next steps for the project during our meeting tomorrow.
Leadership.
The ability, act, or status of leading a group of people or an organization.
Examples:
Under his leadership. Leadership by politicians. The country's leadership has decided to take large-scale measures against global warming.
Voter.
A person who votes or has a legal right to vote in a political election.
Examples:
An eligible voter. Voter apathy. The election administration nullified the election results because of voter fraud.
Parochial.
Related to or characteristic of a small or narrow-minded community, often referring to a geographic location or mindset, having limited or narrow knowledge or experience of the world outside one's immediate surroundings.
Examples:
Parochial views. Parochial community. The parochial attitude of the small town made it difficult for outsiders to feel welcome.
Subordinate.
Of lower rank or importance, often used to describe a person in a position of inferiority or inferior status, serving as a secondary or supporting element to something else.
Examples:
Subordinate position. Subordinate role. The CEO's subordinate employees were expected to follow his instructions without question.
Delivery.
The act of taking or sending something to a destination, the bringing of a baby during childbirth.
Examples:
An easy delivery. Special delivery. The delivery truck arrived with the packages.
Mechanism.
A part of a machine, or a set of parts that performs a task, a natural or established process that occurs during a specific situation or reaction.
Examples:
The mechanism for DNA replication. Defense mechanism. He discovered unique mechanisms for photochemical reactions.
Fortunate.
Having good luck or lucky.
Examples:
Fortunate situation. Less fortunate person. He was pretty fortunate to pass the exam.
Eventually.
Finally, particularly after a long time or a lot of struggle, complications, and so on.
Examples:
Eventually become obsolete. Eventually succeed. The corporation eventually dominated the entire tobacco business.
President.
The leader of a republic, for example, the U.S., the person in charge of the organization, such as a company, university, club, etc.
Examples:
President Emeritus. Vice President for Finance. The club president does not have absolute power.
Convene.
To come or bring together a group of people for a meeting or activity.
Examples:
Convene a press conference. Convene the council. The Parliament will convene at 1 p.m. tomorrow.
Invite.
To ask someone to come or join, to offer an opportunity or possibility for something to happen or take place.
Examples:
Invite guests. Invite criticism. We want to invite you to our annual charity event.
Industrious.
Hardworking, diligent, and persistent in effort.
Examples:
Industrious worker. Industrious student. He was known to be very industrious and would often work late into the night.
Union.
A group of employees who have banded together to advocate for their rights and better their working conditions. The act or the state of joining together or being joined together.
Examples:
Bank and credit unions. A craft union. The trade union remained adamant about its demands.
Globalization.
The process by which economies, societies, and cultures around the world become increasingly integrated and interconnected through the rapid exchange of goods, services, ideas, and people across international borders.
Examples:
The rapid pace of globalization. Globalization trend. The spread of popular culture worldwide is an example of cultural globalization.
Folk.
People in general, especially those of a particular group or type.
Examples:
Folk art. The folk songs of a particular district. Some seaweed was used as folk medicine in ancient times.
Argue.
To express differing opinions or points of view, often in a heated or contentious manner, to present a case or reasoning to persuade or convince others.
Examples:
Argue a case. Argue passionately. The couple began to argue over which restaurant to go to for dinner.
Responsible.
Answerable or accountable for something within one's power, control, or management.
Examples:
responsible action. Responsible for customer service. She's a responsible pet owner who ensures her dog gets enough exercise and a healthy diet.
Employ.
To give somebody a job and pay them for it, to make use of.
Examples:
employ job seekers. Employ a new method. When making arrests, police officers frequently employ excessive force.
Liable.
Having legal responsibility for something or someone.
Examples:
liable to taxation. Liable for all damages. The people are liable to tax.
Custody.
The state of being physically responsible for something or someone, especially a child, a state of being confined, usually for a short time.
Examples:
take a person into custody. Custody arrangement. After a lengthy court battle, the child's custody was granted to the father.
Consume.
To spend something, especially fuel, energy, or time, in a large amount.
Examples:
consume a large of alcohol. Consume electricity. A smaller car will consume less fuel.
Conscience.
The inner sense of what is right or wrong in one's conduct or motives.
Examples:
conscience decision. Conscience vote. He had a strong conscience and always tried to do the right thing.
Regardless.
Not paying attention or considering something or someone even if the situation is bad or there are difficulties.
Examples:
regardless of the difficulties. Regardless tread. People can pick out superior products regardless of the quality of the advertising.
Ownership.
The state or fact of possessing, controlling, or having the right to something, the legal and moral right to use or dispose of something as one chooses.
Examples:
property ownership. Share ownership. The company's ownership has changed hands several times in the past few years.
Contract.
A legally binding agreement between two or more parties, setting out their rights and obligations to each other, typically in writing and enforceable by law.
Examples:
employment contract. Contract law. The company signed a contract with a supplier for the delivery of goods.
Stroke. A
medical condition in which poor blood flow to the brain causes cell death, the act of swinging or striking at a ball with a club, racket, etc.
Examples:
Suffer stroke. A stroke of the putter. This year's extreme heat has resulted in many heat stroke cases.
Absolute.
Perfect or complete, or to the most considerable degree possible.
Examples:
Absolute loyalty. An absolute must. Gandhi had an absolute zeal for nonviolence.
Genius.
Someone who has exceptional intellectual ability and originality.
Examples:
A person of genius. A genius for music. Mozart was a musical genius.
Harness.
To control and exploit the power of something, especially natural resources that produce energy. Noun, a set of narrow pieces of leather and metal that are used to control or hold in place a person, animal, or object.
Examples:
Harness a horse to a carriage. Put a harness on my pet. People have been exploring ways to harness natural forces and resources since ancient times.
Multinational.
Relating to or involving multiple countries or nationalities, having operations or business interests in multiple countries.
Examples:
Multinational enterprise. Multinational team. The multinational corporation has offices in over 30 countries.
Persuasive.
Tending to make you want to do or believe a particular thing, convincing.
Examples:
Persuasive advertising. Persuasive speaker. He made a persuasive argument for the new policy.
Environment.
The natural world such as air, water, and land in which humans, animals, and plants live.
Examples:
Environment affairs. Chaotic environment. Every human is responsible for taking care of the Earth's environment.
Inspector.
A person whose job is to inspect, examine, or investigate something, often on behalf of an organization or official body.
Examples:
Inspector General. Building inspector. The school inspector was there to evaluate the teacher's performance and the student's progress.
Amazing.
Extremely surprising, especially in a way that you like or admire.
Examples:
Amazing advances. The most amazing feeling. The golfer recorded an amazing distance.
Resist.
To refuse to accept something and attempt to prevent it from happening.
Examples:
Resist temptation. Resist being kissed. I chose to resist cancer by trying every possible treatment.
Bribe.
To try to make someone do something to gain one's favors or influence by giving a gift of money or other inducements.
Examples:
Bribe a politician. Bribe him with food. He tries to bribe the ship's captain to export illegal products.
Cite.
To refer to something such as a passage, book, etc. as evidence for a theory or as a reason why something has happened.
Examples:
Cite various authorities. Cite a fact as evidence. The devil can cite scripture for his purpose.
Violation.
An action that breaches a law, rule, or agreement, an infringement of rights or duties.
Examples:
Violation law. Commit a traffic violation. The international community has widely condemned the violation of human rights.
Deride.
To ridicule or mock someone or something, often contemptuously or scornfully, to criticize or attack severely.
Examples:
Deride the loser. Deride his opinion. She knew he would deride her for her unconventional beliefs, but she shared them anyway.
Bankrupt.
Unable to pay one's debts, having been reduced to a state of financial ruin, lacking in something essential or fundamental.
Examples:
Bankrupt business. Financially bankrupt. Unfortunately, the company went bankrupt and had to close its doors permanently.
Influence.
The ability to affect someone's or something's character, growth, or behavior, or the effect itself.
Examples:
Influence a child's future. Influence the daily life. The former emperor had a particular influence even after he abdicated.
Transnational.
Relating to or involving activities, organizations, or individuals that cross national boundaries or operate in multiple countries, having a presence or influence in multiple countries or regions.
Examples:
Transnational migration. Transnational crime. The company operates as a transnational corporation, with offices and operations in multiple countries.
Institute.
An organization that has a specific purpose, particularly one dealing with science, education, or a particular profession. Verb, to initiate, introduce, or establish something.
Examples:
Institute a lawsuit. Research institutes. This region has many institutes offering higher education.
Naturally.
As might be expected, by natural manners.
Examples:
Naturally arising. Naturally regenerated forest. He was naturally gifted.
Extreme.
Very great in amount or degree.
Examples:
Extreme sports. Extreme weather events. Solar gravity creates extreme pressures and temperatures.
Efficient.
Performing at the highest level of productivity with the least wasted effort or resources, capable of achieving maximum output with minimum wasted effort, time, or materials.
Examples:
Efficient operation. Energy efficient appliances. The new washing machine is much more efficient than the old one.
Organization.
A group of people who work together for a shared purpose.
Examples:
Organization chart. Agricultural organization. She is the president of a large international organization.
Judgment.
The ability to form valuable opinions and make reasonable decisions.
Examples:
An emotional judgment. Deliver a judgment. Her judgments are consistently rational and sensible.
Recrimination.
The act of accusing someone who has accused you, a countercharge or retaliatory accusation made against an accuser.
Examples:
Mutual recrimination. Exchange of recrimination. After the project failed, there were recriminations from all sides, blaming each other for the mistakes.
Confidence.
The feeling or attitude that one can trust or rely on the abilities or good qualities of someone or something.
Examples:
Confidence as a teacher. Boost my confidence. Skill and competence are an unconquered army.
Partnership.
The state of a cooperative relationship between people or groups, especially in business.
Examples:
Partnership across the Atlantic. Establish a partnership. The military partnership between the two countries created tension in the international community.
Radical.
Relating to the essential aspects of anything, far beyond the norm, mainly used of opinions and actions.
Examples:
A radical flaw in the plan. A radical cure. The government established by the coup was more radical than before.
Propose.
To make a proposal, declare a plan for something.
Examples:
Propose the amendment. Propose changes. I want to propose a toast in honor of our long-standing relationship.
Crazy.
Stupid or not sensible, very angry.
Examples:
Crazy about cars and racing. A crazy scheme. The rain and thunder are crazy today.
Rural.
Of or relating to the countryside.
Examples:
Rural accents. People in rural areas. Many rural areas are still impoverished.
Disbelief.
The feeling of not being able to believe or accept that something is true or real.
Examples:
Disbelief in the authority. Ask in disbelief. His reaction was one of complete disbelief.
Phrase.
A group of words that mean something specific when used together.
Examples:
Ready-made phrases. Noun phrase. We bought a Spanish phrase book.
Verify.
To check that something exists or is true, or to prove that something is correct.
Examples:
Verify a document. Verify identity. We always verify all critical information independently.
Random.
Made, done, or happening without method, conscious decision, or any regular pattern.
Examples:
A random choice. Bombs fell at random. To find drunk drivers, police conduct random tests.
Announce.
To make something known or officially inform people about something.
Examples:
Announce candidacy. Announce the award winners. The third season of the anime show has been announced.
Basis.
The most important facts, ideas, or events from which something is developed, the way how things are organized or arranged.
Examples:
On an equal basis. Basis for calculation. This evidence will form the basis for our discussion.
Inspect.
To look at someone or something closely, usually to examine their condition or to detect flaws.
Examples:
Inspect a plant. Inspect the enemy's movements. The employee had to wait outside while police inspected the building.
Transparency.
The condition or quality of being easy to see through.
Examples:
Lack of transparency. Transparency during the trials. The main discussion topic is government transparency.
Absolutely.
Without restriction or limitation, completely or utterly.
Examples:
Absolutely against. Absolutely obsessed with the girl. I am absolutely opposed to his idea because of morality. Critic. Someone who expresses opinions about the quality of books, music, etc. Examples: Art critic. Severe critic. Advocates for legal reform hear less harsh words from their critics. Accountability. The state of being responsible for one's actions or decisions, the obligation to explain, justify, or take ownership of one's actions or their consequences. The expectation of being answerable and liable for the outcomes of one's behavior or performance.
Examples:
Government accountability, individual accountability. Activists questioned the company's accountability for the environmental impact of its operations.
Enlist.
To sign up to serve in the military or a particular organization.
Examples:
Enlist in a cause. Enlist for a soldier. He decided to enlist in the military after graduating from high school.
Compromise.
To settle a problem or disagreement by mutual concession.
Examples:
Compromise the matter. Cannot compromise anymore. They never compromised on development despite the lack of funds.
Ethics.
A branch of philosophy that considers what is morally right and wrong conduct, a set of beliefs about what is morally right and wrong.
Examples:
Political ethics. Ethics of journalism. This scripture provides the code of ethics for the religion.
Decline.
To become gradually smaller, fewer, worse, etc., to refuse to accept.
Examples:
Decline a job offer. Decline in quality. As people age, their digestive capacity also gradually declines.
Comeback.
A return to popularity, success, or performance after a decline or period of inactivity. A quick, witty response to a criticism or insult.
Examples:
Political comeback. Career comeback. The musician made an impressive comeback with their latest album.
Stopgap.
Something intended for temporary use while you are looking for something more suitable.
Examples:
A stopgap budget. Stopgap remedy. He had no choice but to adopt a stopgap measure because of his limited budget.
Pandemic.
An outbreak of a disease that affects many people over a very wide area.
Examples:
Flu pandemic. Global pandemic. They fear a pandemic of a new type of virus.
Swine.
A domestic pig, especially one bred for its meat.
Examples:
Swine flu. Swine industry. The farmer raises swine on his farm for the market.
Influenza.
Formal for flu, a highly contagious viral disease that causes fever, severe aching, and catarrh and often occurs in epidemics.
Examples:
An epidemic outbreak of influenza. Influenza B strain. The research institute allocated a lot of money to study the cause and prevention of influenza.
Sector.
A distinct part or division of something often used to refer to a segment of an economy or industry, an area or field of work or activity.
Examples:
Industrial sector, private sector. The technology sector is constantly evolving and innovating.
Marshal.
A military officer of high rank or a person in charge of organizing or leading a parade or public event, a law enforcement official or officer responsible for maintaining order and enforcing regulations. Verb, to organize, arrange, or gather together resources, information, or people in a deliberate and systematic manner.
Examples:
Marshal the books into their proper places. Deputy marshal. The event organizer appointed a professional marshal to manage the flow of traffic.
Overwhelming.
Very great or intense, so powerful that you cannot fight or react against it.
Examples:
Overwhelming majority. An overwhelming victory. He has shown signs of uneasiness and overwhelming worry.
Assume.
To think or accept something to be true without having proof of it, to take or begin to have power, to begin to exhibit a specific quality or appearance.
Examples:
Assume a lousy attitude to his boss. Assume an important role. The following example assumes that the capacity of each battery is the same.
Daunting.
Looking challenging to manage and prospect, making someone anxious and less confident about carrying out something.
Examples:
Face the daunting reality. Seem like a daunting task. My homework was daunting and complex, but it was also intriguing.
Monitor.
To observe, check, and track the progress or quality of something over a period of time.
Examples:
Monitor an exam. Monitor the data carefully. They used a special receiver to monitor police radio channels.
Numb.
Unable to feel physical sensation and movement, not showing human feeling or sensitivity.
Examples:
Numb with cold. A numb mind. My left arm became numb.
Viol.
A stringed instrument, typically with 6 strings and frets, played with a bow, also called a viola da gamba.
Examples:
Viol instrument. Viol music. The viol player was rehearsing for an upcoming concert.
Crux.
The most important or fundamental part of a matter or situation, the key point or central issue.
Examples:
Main crux. The crux of the argument. The crux of the matter was that the company was not financially stable.
Slum.
A heavily populated urban area characterized by poor, rundown housing and infrastructure, often associated with poverty and social neglect.
Examples:
Slum area, slum dwellers. The government needs to invest more in affordable housing options to reduce the number of people living in slums.
Flashy.
Attractive or impressive by being bright, expensive, large, etc., used especially of clothes, marked by conspicuous display.
Examples:
Flashy cars, flashy graphics. I want to buy a reliable car rather than a flashy one.
Plea.
An appeal or request, especially for help or understanding, a legal excuse or defense, an earnest entreaty or supplication.
Examples:
Plea bargaining, emotional plea. The defendant entered a plea of not guilty during his trial.
Decision maker.
A person who makes important decisions, especially at a high level in an organization.
Examples:
Policy decision maker. Act as a decision maker. A wealth of information does not always have a positive impact on decision makers.
Decision.
The act or process of making up someone's mind about something, a choice or judgment reached after considering options.
Examples:
Decision authority. A selfish decision. She was struggling to make a decision between two job offers.
Abandon.
To leave a place, thing, or person with no intention of returning. Noun, a feeling of extreme emotional intensity.
Examples:
Abandon a friend. Abandon the practice. The castle was abandoned several years later.
Essential.
Indispensable, fundamental.
Examples:
Essential amino acid. Essential commodities of life. Trial and error is an essential part of education.
Humanity.
All people living on the earth, the quality or state of being human rather than an animal, a machine, etc.
Examples:
Humanity at large. Mass of humanity. They donated large sums of money for the development of humanity.
Appeal.
A serious, earnest, or urgent request for money, information, or help, a quality that makes somebody or something attractive or interest.
Examples:
Draw out your appeal. An appeal for help. He needed to resolve the problem as soon as possible, so he made an appeal directly.